Let me say something that might make you uncomfortable. If you follow most normal money advice, there's a very high chance you'll stay financially average for the rest of your life. Not broke, not struggling, just stuck. Working for 40 years, paying bills, waiting for retirement, and hoping there's enough. Because here's the truth no one explains early. The system doesn't reward people who follow instructions. It rewards people who understand how money actually works. When you're young, people tell you, work hard, go to school, get a good job, save money, stay out of debt, and it sounds responsible. But following safe advice often leads to a very predictable outcome. Meanwhile, some people break those rules and quietly build real wealth. So what's going on? The difference is simple. Most people are taught how to earn money. Very few people are taught how to use money. And if you don't learn that early, you pay for it later, expensively. So in this video, I'm going to break down 9 money rules I wish someone had drilled into me at 20. Not tips, not hacks, rules. Because once you understand the rules, you stop playing the wrong game. Welcome back to the Financial Freedom Insider, where we break down money, strip away the noise, and talk about how money actually works in the real world. No hype, no shortcuts, just clear thinking in a world full of bad advice. If you care about financial freedom more than looking rich, hit subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's get into it. The framework. Before we go into the rules, you need to understand this. There are 2 games people play with money. Game 1, survival. You earn money, spend it, and try to stay comfortable. Game 2, leverage. You use money to buy time, assets, and opportunities that make more money for you. Most people never realize they're stuck in Game 1. They optimize their spending, they budget better, they try to be responsible, but they never switch games. And wealth is not built in the survival game. Every rule in this video is about one thing: moving from survival to leverage. Rule number 1, your lifestyle should grow slower than your income. This rule sounds simple, but it's one of the biggest traps in modern life. It's called lifestyle inflation, and it doesn't feel like a mistake while it's happening. You get a raise, so you upgrade your apartment, you upgrade your car, upgrade your lifestyle. And suddenly, you're earning more than ever, but nothing has changed. Because lifestyle inflation isn't about money, it's about identity. You start feeling like, I've earned this, I deserve this. This is what people at my level do. And without realizing it, your new income becomes your new normal. Morgan Housel said, "The gap between what you earn and what you spend is where wealth is built. Not your salary, not your job title." 2 friends go from $50,000 to $80,000. One upgrades everything, the other keeps their lifestyle stable for 3 years and invests the difference. 3 years later, one has maybe $15,000 saved, the other has over $80,000 invested. Same income, different decisions. Lifestyle inflation doesn't make you richer, it makes you harder to free. Rule number 2, your income matters more than your savings rate at the beginning. When you're in your 20s, your biggest financial problem is not spending too much. It's not earning enough. You can only cut expenses so much. But income? Income can grow 2 times, 5 times, even 10 times over your career. According to data from the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, the biggest salary growth for most people happens in the first 10 to 15 years of their career, especially for people who switch jobs, build skills, or move into higher value industries. 2 people. Person A focuses on budgeting and saving $200 per month. Person B focuses on learning skills, switching jobs, freelancing, and increasing income. By age 30, Person A saves $2,400 per year. Person B can save $2,400 per month. Your income determines your savings potential. Charlie Munger once remarked, "The first $100,000 is a bitch, but you gotta do it." And you don't get there by cutting coffee. You get there by increasing capacity. Rule number 3, you can't save your way to wealth. If saving money made people rich, every frugal person would be wealthy. They're not. Why? Because there's a limit to how much you can save. But there's no limit to how much you can invest, earn, or own. Saving gives you a sense of control. You feel disciplined. You feel safe. But safety is not the same as progress. According to the Federal Reserve, the median savings account balance in America is only a few $1,000s. That's not a wealth strategy. That's a buffer. If your entire financial plan is spend less, you're playing a shrinking game. Wealth comes from investing, businesses, assets, ownership. Saving feels productive because it's visible, but the system doesn't reward visible effort. It rewards ownership. If someone saves $10,000 per year for 30 years, they save $300,000. But if that same money is invested in compounds, it can turn into over $1 million depending on returns. The truth is that most people don't fail financially because they make big mistakes. They fail because they spend 10 to 15 years doing what feels safe and wake up with nothing compounding. Saving is step 1. Investing is step 2. Ownership is step 3, which leads to the most important rule in this entire video, because this rule determines whether money works for you or you work for money forever. Rule number 4, time is more important than money. This is the rule young people ignore the most. Everyone focuses on how much should I invest? But the real question is, how early should I invest? Because time is what makes investing powerful. Warren Buffett became a billionaire in his 50s, but he started investing when he was 11. He once said, "My wealth has come from a combination of living in America, some lucky genes, and compound interest." 2 people invest $300 per month. One person starts investing at 20 while still living with roommates. The other waits until they feel ready at 30, after upgrading their lifestyle. The person who starts at 20 can end up with hundreds of thousands more, even if they invest less money overall. Time is the multiplier, not money. Money plus time equals wealth. Money minus time equals work. The problem is, time feels invisible when you're young, so people delay. And that delay quietly costs them hundreds of thousands later, which is why this next rule sounds dramatic, but it's just math. Rule number 5, invest early or work forever. This is not motivational, this is math. If you don't invest, your plan is work, earn, spend, and repeat. Investing changes the formula to work, invest, assets, income, freedom. In the US and UK, long-term stock market returns have historically averaged around 7 to 10% annually over long periods, depending on the index and time frame. But you only benefit if you start early and stay consistent. You don't need to be a genius investor. As Charlie Munger said, if you want to succeed in investing, start early and keep doing it. Start early, be consistent, let time work. Most people delay investing not because they don't understand it, but because early progress feels too slow to be exciting. That's the trap, because what feels slow early becomes unstoppable later. But while investing builds wealth, debt can destroy it or build it, depending on how you use it. Rule number 6, avoid bad debt, but don't fear good debt. Debt is one of the most misunderstood tools in money. Debt can make you rich, or debt can keep you poor. Bad debt, credit cards, expensive cars, consumer goods, things that lose value. Good debt, business, real estate, education that increases income. Robert Kiyosaki said, "The rich use debt to buy assets. The poor use debt to buy liabilities." One person takes a loan to buy a car that loses value. Another takes a loan to buy a rental property. One debt makes payments. The other debt produces income. Same tool, opposite direction. Debt either accelerates your future or steals it. But there's something even more powerful than debt, investing, or income. And most people don't realize how much it affects their financial life. Rule number 7, the people you spend time with affect your financial life. This one is subtle, but powerful. Your environment affects your habits, ambition, opportunities, risk tolerance, career decisions, spending habits. Jim Rohn said, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." Your environment doesn't just influence your decisions, it normalizes them. If your friends spend every weekend shopping, partying, and upgrading their lifestyle, that becomes your baseline. If your friends talk about business ideas, investing, career moves, and opportunities, you will start thinking differently. Someone surrounded by investors, builders, operators. Start seeing opportunities where others see risk. Same person, different environment, different life. Environment shapes financial behavior, and those opportunities often lead to one thing. Rule number 8, ownership is how people get rich. This is the real shift. Jobs pay you. Ownership pays you again and again. You become wealthy from owning things. Stocks, businesses, real estate, equity, intellectual property. According to the Federal Reserve Survey of Consumer Finances, the majority of wealthy households own stocks or businesses. Income makes you comfortable. Ownership makes you wealthy. 2 people work at a company for 30 years. 1 is an employee. 1 gets stock options or starts a small business. If the company grows, 1 gets a salary, the other gets wealth. And here's the uncomfortable truth. If you don't own anything, you start from zero every month. Ownership is leverage. But even when people understand all of this, most people still don't become wealthy because they ignore the last rule. And the last rule is boring, but it's powerful. Rule number 9, boring money wins. This might be the most important rule nobody wants to hear. Wealth is usually not built from day trading, crypto gambling, get-rich-quick schemes, lottery thinking. It's built from investing every month, index funds, retirement accounts, long-term thinking, patience. Warren Buffett said, "The stock market is a device for transferring money from the impatient to the patient." According to Dalbar Research, the average investor underperforms the market because they panic sell, chase trends, and try to time the market. They don't lose because they're wrong. They lose because they can't stay consistent. The people who win are the people who invest consistently. Wait, and don't touch it. One person tries to trade and chase trends. Another just invests in index funds every month for 30 years. The second person usually retires wealthy. Not because they're smarter, because they're consistent. One experiences excitement, the other experiences freedom. Boring doesn't feel powerful until you zoom out. Recap. The 9 rules. 1. Lifestyle should grow slower than income. 2. Income matters more than savings rate early on. 3. You can't save your way to wealth. 4. Time is more important than money. 5. Invest early or work forever. 6. Avoid bad debt, but don't fear good debt. 7. The people you spend time with affect your financial life. 8. Ownership is how people get rich. 9. Boring money wins. Action challenge. If you're in your 20s or 30s, you do this over the next 30 days. Focus on increasing income. Don't upgrade lifestyle after your next raise. Start investing automatically. Avoid new bad debt. Spend more time with growth-minded people. Buy 1 asset. Learn 1 high-income skill. Not everything at once, but start. Because the biggest financial mistake is not making a bad decision. It's delaying good ones. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Even if you follow all 9 of these rules, you can still end up stuck without understanding why. Because there are few habits that look responsible, feel productive, and quietly keep people working 10 to 20 years longer than they should. They feel normal, they feel safe, and that's exactly why they're dangerous. Most people are doing at least one of them right now. In the next video, we're breaking those down, because building wealth isn't just about what you do right, it's about what you stop doing before it compounds against you. If you made it this far, comment below. Which of these rules do you wish you learned at 20? I read the comments, and I reply to the top ones. If you found this video valuable, like the video. Share it with someone in their 20s. Subscribe for more videos about money and financial freedom. And turn on notifications so you don't miss the next video. Because the next video might save you 10 years of financial mistakes.